stop roasting you about that. You know what it is. Oh, you haven't broken me again, have you?
No, I haven't.
Kia ora everyone. Today I'm at the Massey University's Turitea campus in Palmerston North, and it's time for a lift tour. This is a pretty big one because there is 15 publicly accessible lifts I found here today, so it is a biggie. Instead of starting off at the main campus, I'm going to start off all the way at the Sports Institute building, which has on the other side of the campus, which is an Otis 2000H hydraulic. Ironically, it's instead of from the 2000s, it's actually from 1999, which is ironic. Now that I got that lift out of the way, now let's do the main bit of the actual campus. Our first building is the Sir Geoffrey Perrin block, and the lift in here is an Otis Gen 2 MRO with call cancel. Our next building is the student hub, but the lift isn't actually in the hub. It's a lift that goes up to some sort of offices and study spaces. This is also an Otis Gen 2 Emerald, but sadly there isn't called cancel. Now we head to the library, which has an old Otis lift that has been modernized by Otis with concave and the blue native indicator. I have no clue if this is a twice modded Otis because the old indicator appeared to be digital, which is very strange. But I cannot tell because the lift looks really old at the same time. And you don't normally see lifts like that shape or that small either, which is what I find unique about it. I find it also unique how the rear doors and the normal doors are on separate controllers instead of just having them on one controller. Very interesting lift. Let's ride it. Now we head to the registry building, which has a big but busy old Otis lift. This lift has the indicators remain, but however the buttons have been replaced with green concave, just like the last lift. This lift is a lot bigger than the last lift. Unfortunately, I don't think the bells work and only a few of the numbers work, so yeah. But anyways, let's ride it.
This is 2.
The next lift is in the psychology building. This lift was an Otis Lixon traction lift. However, it's been modernized by Otis with ever bright and LCD indicators. They've bodged Series 1 chimes in the lanterns, which is pretty cool. However, on my first visit of this lift, the indicator was broken. But when I came back in September, the indicator has been fixed. So I have a bit of footage of the indicator fix, and my full take is the broken indicator. Anyways, let's ride it.
This lift has its indicator fixed. Same outside. Same old. Yeah, 5 does call cancel, but 1 doesn't. That's very weird. Pretty basic carpeted cab. Oh, we're stopping on 2.
Now we head to the tallest lifts on campus, the Social Science Tower. These lifts were old Otis lifts that have been modernized by Otis with concave. These lifts aren't my favorite, but they have really nice cabs, and yeah, they're the tallest lifts, which I like. 8 floors, which is really cool. Anyways, let's ride them. Now we start our first lift in the Science Towers. Science Tower A. This lift was a very old Otis with drop keys. However, it's been modernized with Otis Series 1. Interestingly enough, the cool ones have been replaced again with red concave buttons. Very interesting. you may notice that Tower B doesn't have a lift, and this is because there's heaps of labs that need plenty of space for both towers, so the lift that I just showed you previously shares with Tower B as well. Tower B also has lecture theatres on the bottom, and there's proof because there's no stairs down there, and there's signs in Tower A telling you to take that lift or the stairs up to get to those restricted areas, like inwards good on the bottom floor or any labs that are not for visitors unless you're a student. Now we head to Science Tower C. The lift here was another Otis, but it has a V key instead of a drop key. However, it's been modernized with red concave buttons and blue native indicators. The bodges outside are very interesting because on the old panel where they covered it up, they put the lantern box attached to it and the call button on the cover of the old button, which I find very interesting layout. Very cool bodges. I'd recommend just an epilepsy warning because the indicator inside keeps glitching, like the brightness of it keeps flickering. So I'd recommend if you have epilepsy, maybe don't watch this part of the lift tour. But apart from that, it's fine. Anyways, let's ride it. There you go.
Thank you.
The last science tower is Science Tower D, which also has a Otis with V-key doors that's been modernized with blue concave and blue indicators. This time the indicator is not flickery. You may notice that there's no emergency phone inside the cabinet, and unlike the Science Tower C lift, which has a lanterns upstairs. This lift has just an indicator overhead the doors upstairs, just like the ground floor has. This lift has a nice motor, it's nice and loud, and the liner floor is a bit squeaky. Anyways, let's ride it. Now to the AgHort building. Even though there's 3 sections, A, B, and C, there is only one lift that serves this building, so that means if you're a wheelchair user needing to go to a lecture or a class or something in AgHort C, you have to go all the way around to AgHort A to get the lift, and then you have to go all the way around again, which is a bit annoying, but anyways, the lift is an Otis Lixon traction lift. It's been modernized by Otis, again with blue concave and blue indicators. Nothing else really much to say about this lift, apart from the fact it has higher pitch. Well, the charm on level 2 is quite high pitch, to be honest. Anyways, let's ride it. Our next building houses the Land Care Research Center. The lift people have been debating of what it was originally. Some people think it's an Otis Series 1 because of the original LOP design. Some people think it's a generic because of the cab walls. Anyways, have fun debating what this was. It's been modernized by Otis, I'm pretty sure, with Vega fixtures. Not much else to say apart from the fact that it has a scrolling arrow and a voice.
Going up. Level 3. Going down. Level 1.
Now we head to the Riddet complex. This is a complex of different sections like foods or technology, for example. The first lift in this complex is in the Research and Development Center, apparently, according to the signs, and the lift was another old Otis that has been modernized with green concave by Otis and blue indicators. Not really much to say apart from the fact it has similar chimes to AgHort and level 3 is locked off, surprisingly. Now into the main atrium of the complex, and I'm pretty sure this houses the foods classes. The lift in this area is an original GEC Express hydraulic lift. This is surprising because like 90% of the rest of the campus are Otis lifts, and you'd expect all the lifts to be Otis, but nope, this is an Express, which is really awesome. As nice as it is and how good it runs, the doors are a bit violent, unfortunately. But apart from that, has add-in fixtures and it's really good. Let's ride it. Now to our last lift, which is in the technology building of the Riddet complex. This is an original Otis Lixon bottom drive traction lift. It's not modernized. Everything's original. Unfortunately, the lanterns and the indicators are broken, but I don't really mind that. The motor and the relays are so loud that you can hear them from inside and out. And it's audible everywhere basically, so you can listen to them if you hold the button of the floor it's on. Anyways, let's ride this awesomeness. That was all of the public lifts I rode, all 15. However, there's 2 buildings I couldn't get to because they were inaccessible to the public. The first building is east-south of AgHort, and the lift in here I'm pretty sure is an Otis lift that's been modernized with Vega. I do have a photo of this one. The other lift I couldn't get to, I don't know if there's a lift in here. It's in a building to your left of the Riddet complex. I do not know what it was because I could not see it through the door. Because it's down the corridor, I think. But I have a sneaking feeling there isn't a lift in here. Thanks for watching, guys.